I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name.
Chiari, malformation.
Yeah. Google it like Chiari.
I just remember because I was like, it's another that's like an Italian name. Hey, Chiari. Yeah, you got the Chiari.
The meatball.
It's not that bad. You're gonna be okay.
On this week's Pick Blast in Gym Class, we're joined by On the Rise comedian Jasmyn Carter, who moved out to LA after becoming the first female to win the Cleveland Comedy Festival and recently underwent brain surgery, but is already back to the comedy grind.
Jasmyn, how's it going?
It's going great. Doing good.
You recently moved to Los Angeles.
Yep, July 2018.
Was there like a catalyst that made you decide that you're like, that's it? That's it.
Cleveland is kind of, I wanted to get out of there before it got cold. So I was like, this is the perfect time. It's July, it's the middle of the summer. And it's depressing back at home sometimes. So I was like, I just gotta go. I love Los Angeles. I had just been here the month before. And I was like, I'm never coming back home. And then I went here and never went back.
So you still like do like Instagram videos and stuff? Because I've seen like, I definitely like went deep. I went deep in the Instagram catacombs and I'm like, this girl is hilarious.
Thank you.
What do you like as far as like it being different than your stand-up career?
What do I like more about Instagram?
Making videos.
That it's just, you can be different characters. It's just a different version of you. You can, if you mess up, you can redo it, or I don't know. I like acting as something different than myself sometimes. Because when you're on stage, you're yourself. And then when I'm doing the videos, I'm myself and this character, that character, and whatever I need to be for whoever I'm shooting with.
What is some of your material? Like, what do you pull from your everyday life that you're like, all right, this is funny?
Yeah, well, I don't talk about what I don't know about. So I only know what I've experienced.
Yeah.
So I only talk about what I've experienced or what's happened to me or what's my thought process behind something that I've been through. So, that's it. But I don't think I'm fully comfortable on stage yet because I'm like this all over the place, like in the videos, but on stage, very here, and I might walk over there, walk over
composed.
there. Yeah,
That's
but I'm not fully comfortable. It's very intimidating.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think anytime you're in front of an audience, like if it's a speech, I can't stand up like still. I'm like, what if they don't laugh? I think it's always good to have just like a little, even a sprinkle of nerves, you know?
Yeah, it does.
It's still exciting.
It's like the adrenaline. Yeah, it pushes you to. If I'm not nervous, then I don't do well. But when I'm nervous, I do well. But if I'm too nervous, I don't do well.
Yeah,
so it has to be that good balance.
That's in track and field, we call it. It's like the proper arousal point.
Yeah. Oh.
It's true because it sounds sexy, but it's mostly not. It's mostly just for sports. But but also a little sexy.
I know what you mean. I ran track. I ran track in 8th grade.
Yeah, you can get overhyped and then you're just like way up because I do long jump, so you're like over the board, just like done, and you just like burn out by the second jump. You gotta lay down. It's too much, or there's not enough. So you're talking about a lot of your material is from stuff that you've been through, stuff that you know. Something recently that you've been through. You just came out of surgery, brain surgery, like an elective procedure.
Sure did.
It was definitely not an elective procedure. Will you tell me a little bit more about that?
About the surgery or the process?
Let's talk about why.
Why?
Why the surgery?
Why the surgery?
Why?
Because this condition known as Chiari malformation that's really hard to say, spell, and explain. Basically, it's not enough room in your skull for your brain, which is a birth defect, or you can get it through trauma, injuries, whatever. I'm pretty sure it was a birth defect for me. So your brain slips through the opening in your skull and it sits on your spine. Sometimes it sits way too low, but it blocks the cerebral spinal fluid, or sometimes the cerebral spinal fluid leaks onto your spine and it causes more problems, or it leaks onto your brain and you can have like seizures, you can have strokes, you can have...
You can be fully paralyzed,
fully paralyzed. Yeah. You could die in your sleep. And what was another one?
It's like playing like roulette. It's like spinning the wheel.
Yeah, you could just faint.
Just like any one of these things.
You could
happen.
just be fainting.
Yeah.
Just randomly, how's your coffee? And then just on the ground.
Just collapse.
That's that. I didn't have any of that, thank God. But I felt it was getting to that point. Because like if I would stand up, I'm like in a daze, like, oh, I'm about to pass out. Even till today. Just one day I'm 23, worked out 5 times a week. Was very healthy. Yeah. And I just started feeling numb on my right side and like a burning in the back of my head.
Wow, yeah.
I was like, well, that's not normal. right? That's
Yeah,
really
that's like not a normal soreness from
yeah,
exercising.
it was really weird. And I kept telling like my doctors I went to the ER like 3 times. I'm like, this is what I'm feeling. They're like, oh, you just have anxiety. And I went to go see a doctor who actually cared. And she was like, I'm gonna refer you to a neurosurgeon. And the neurosurgeon, we did an MRI, and I skipped something. I got in a bad car accident, where I hit the back of my head on the seat, got rear-ended by something. It made everything worse. Like my knees would lock up, my knees would hurt real bad. I couldn't walk. It was really bad headaches, nauseous every day. It was really, really hard. And the MRI, doctor just called me. He was like, yeah, you got Chiari malformation. You can look it up. We're gonna do a surgery. You can look that up too.
He's
All
like,
right.
you got Google?
Yeah, we're gonna refer you. Here's the neurosurgeon. Call me back when you talk to him. And then that shut my whole world down. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get brain surgery.
That's worse than WebMD, like when you just type it in, because like Google is like, that's, if you actually look up things that you're told that you have, you're like, this is the end.
Oh, Google told me I was dying.
Yeah.
And I was having a stroke. I was like, I don't think so. Not at 23.
Yeah,
no.
This is not how this ends.
Definitely not having a stroke right now. So when the doctor told me that, I like lost my mind. I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm healthy. What if I die?
Never had any sort of
Never
anything.
had any surgery, never any sickness. I was a very healthy kid.
Yeah.
I was not a problem child. And
Yeah, those things always happen to other people.
Yeah, that's right. You don't think it's gonna happen to yourself. Especially something you've never heard of before. And then when you Google it, they tell you what could go wrong.
They're like, it's really bad.
Yeah, it's like you could be paralyzed, you could die in your sleep. I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. So I had to get a second
now
opinion.
I am anxious, ironically.
Yeah.
Now it's back to anxiety.
Yeah. I went back to Cleveland for a second opinion. The guy told me I didn't need surgery. He was like, no, we don't think you need surgery. You have POTS, which is like my body can't, if you have a prolonged sickness, your body can't regulate blood pressure, but you're supposed to work out and eat a high salty diet, but the salt irritates the Chiari.
Yeah.
So anytime I would have anything salty,
It causes swelling.
Yeah, it was really bad, and it was really cold at home, so my knees were hurt. I was like bedridden all week, and I finally got back home and I started to do better, but then it got worse and worse, and I talked to the neurosurgeon, and he was like, you should have surgery. If you wanna play basketball, it's a high risk, because if you fall, like, you can be paralyzed.
Yeah.
Any more head injury, this could happen.
And you live in LA, like
Yeah.
the risk of a car accident is like 100%. Like,
Right.
you would definitely get a car
And I didn't want to
accident.
not play basketball for the rest of my life. I love basketball. I like to, cross my brothers over. I don't want to sit there on the sidelines. Like, if I play, this is going to be the end of my life. So we went ahead with the surgery, and it was really fast. It was like within a month I had the surgery. Yeah, it was really fast, really quick. Shout out to Dr. Holly.
Dr. Holly wastes no time.
UCLA Health. Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, dang, a month. That's like, that's a lot to
It
process.
happened really fast. I found out January 3rd, and then February 25th, I had the surgery.
That's a lot.
It was very fast. It was a lot of hospital, a lot of doctors. And then after the surgery, just recently, a week or two ago, I was in the hospital 3 days. I had to keep going back to the ER because my head was, I don't know. I've been.
It's a
my
journey.
body.
It's always a journey.
It is definitely a process. Nobody told me it was going to be this hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to 6 to 8 weeks. And then they don't tell you about the emotional journey of it, And you think you're going to die every day. And then you don't.
That's stressful, yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, you take these drugs and you're not yourself. You don't really, really like street drugs for real. Like, they pay top dollar.
People die from, like
addiction.
Oxycontin, but Dilaudid, we were talking a little, we're like throwing down, these are more like these are the formal names, the tuxedo names and stuff.
Basically heroin.
Yeah.
Heroin and crack. Basically medicated. It was
for.
really bad. Yeah,
paid for by insurance, which is
my
weird,
insurance.
cool.
Shout out to my insurance. But it only takes 4 days to get an addiction to these drugs. But I was on them for 2 weeks straight, and I was taking them heavy. Like, I was taking over 2,000 milligrams of hydrocodone and over like 200 milligrams of oxycodone, and then they was giving me Dilaudid every day and over 2,000 milligrams of muscle relaxers every day.
Yeah, and you said it wasn't even really...
No, and it didn't even help with the pain, really.
Yeah.
I was still in pain every day, but at least I was asleep.
Let's go over like the Chiari malformation. So basically, it is you told me it was like, you're like, my brain's too big. You're like, I'm just too smart.
That's, everybody has that joke. Oh, they're like, you're just too smart.
I was really excited to do that. That's what you're saying. I'm not the first one to make that joke.
It's not original.
Dang. So is Chiari malformation something where you've had it for a long time, or does it get like spurred by something?
Well, it's
Anything.
It's 3 different types of Chiari malformation. I have type 1 is in adults, but sometimes you can find it as a kid. But a lot of people don't get symptoms until they're older, not old. Sorry. So like
It's a
in your
spectrum of age.
like 30s, 20s,
Oldish.
30s, 40s.
Yeah.
That's when they start to feel it because like as you grow, your brain grows with you,
Yeah.
and it just keeps just pushing
pressure.
down and
Yeah.
down and down, and that's when you finally get symptomatic, and by that time it's bad. But some people, they go through life and they don't have any symptoms, and those people don't have to get surgery. But people who are like super symptomatic and like off balance and falling and having seizures, obviously, you should probably, this is like a life-saving surgery that you
Yeah.
have to get. Yeah.
Well, even just quality of life.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad. Every day I was just like, it was horrible. Like even now I'm still like recovering, but
Yeah.
it's way better than what it was. But I could do more now, but I couldn't like go and work out without feeling like I'm gonna pass out or throw up or do anything.
Maybe die.
Yeah, maybe
Like,
die.
maybe just
yeah.
casually.
It's like I don't want to do anything, I'm gonna die.
That's so stressful.
Yeah, it was very stressful.
I mean, yeah. So the weird thing about, I don't know if you ran into this, but I know with me, with my family,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe we're just like, it's possible we're slightly demented, but maybe not. A lot of our coping like mechanisms when I was sick was humor. Did you find
Yeah.
that like you were cracking like a lot of jokes?
Up
about
to the
everything?
point.
Yeah.
When I was comfortable with talking about it, when I talked to my neurosurgeon, he made me realize that it was okay. That he did it so
This is
often
not a death
that it was
sentence, yeah.
I was not gonna die. He said I've never had anybody be paralyzed or die, and I felt fully comfortable.
Yeah.
So that's when I started thinking of jokes of what to tell people when they ask me about the scar on the back of my head. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna tell them I was in the Matrix. But also I've been telling them I've been mauled by a mountain lion since I lived out here. And they're like, oh, seriously? I'm like,
Possible.
come on, man. No. It's like, oh yeah, I got mauled by a skunk. It was just
Yeah,
crazy
pick some,
things.
like,
Yeah.
You're
'Cause
like a city squirrel.
also people, I don't know if you had this problem, like when they find out something is wrong with you, they like to tell you what's wrong with them as well so they can relate.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, you lost your leg? I fell down and scraped my knee one
Yeah,
time.
they're like,
so
I
can
broke my
relate.
finger once. You're
Right.
like, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Sorry for that.
What has been like the most like ridiculous comparison that people have? Because brain stuff is so crazy.
It's
It's
crazy.
just like such
Yeah.
a spectrum and affects so many things. What is like the one that made you roll your eyes the hardest, where somebody was like, I've gone through this. So
I
we're
think
the same.
somebody, because people don't know what it is, because it's common, but you don't hear about it, because it's not like a,
It's not a sexy problem.
Yeah.
It's not a sexy disease. Honestly,
Yeah, it's-
amputees, we're a little bit more of the
It is.
sexier disability.
Right. Yeah. So when they like, oh, did you have a brain tumor? I was like, no, I don't. Oh, was it cancer? No, I don't have cancer. I was like, what is it? So you tell them, like, they try to downplay it, like, oh yeah, I get headaches too. It's like, okay, whatever. And somebody also
You're
told
like,
me
right on.
about his pancreas. He was like, yeah, man, I understand what you're going through. I got my pancreas hurt. I was like, all right, cool. And there's another guy who was like, yeah, I understand what you mean. I just had my wisdom teeth pulled.
Oh, man.
So, you and I are here. It's like, okay. I'm so sorry.
We both
Your
have
pain.
had a lot of morphine.
Right.
Probably you've had more. People try to find connection in the weirdest that aren't like, and people try to find connections in things that are not connected at all.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we're the same.
Yeah.
And you're like, clearly this is not the same
Like,
at all.
what? No, not at all.
So like once you found out that, you're going to make it to see 23, 24, you started getting comfortable making jokes. When did you return? You returned back to comedy like
Super fast.
really quickly. Yeah.
I was tired of it. I was like, I just have to talk about something. I think it was like 3 weeks after surgery. I think I was
Wow.
still on like the medication.
You're still just like,
Yeah. I was like, I just have to talk about it. And then when I would go on stage, because I was working out this new material, the post surgery material, I was like, I just had a brain surgery, and it would be this moment where everybody is dead silent.
people are afraid to laugh at sad things.
They wouldn't believe me.
Yeah.
They didn't believe me, and I had like, at that point I didn't have staples in my head, but like I would have staples in my head, and I would tell people like it was like clear staples in the back of my head. It's like, are those real? It's like, what do you
You're
mean?
like, where do you find stage staples?
Why would people thought I was making it up? Why would I make up a brain surgery out of all
You're
things?
like, that's actually the sickest part of the sickness.
Yeah, it's like, that's
Making this up.
crazy. They're like, did you really have brain surgery? Oh, no, I just like to have a big patch in the back of my head where staples were. Like,
You're like, no, this was all for the bit.
right, it's ridiculous. But I had a set, I think last week, that went really well. And I had to like break them down. Like, okay, I did have a surgery. It's okay. I made it.
Yeah, you're like,
okay?
they told me that I had surgery, so like we
Right.
all know.
Right.
Now, and we're
I
all on the
did
same
not
page.
die. I am here. You do not have to feel sorry for me. I'm talking to you. And then people come up to me later like, are you okay? you didn't know that I had the surgery before I said it. Why wouldn't I
but
be
now
okay?
you're concerned about my wellness. Yeah. Okay.
It drives me crazy. People are interesting. Yeah.
Have you found, like, as your material has grown, like, basically, because I know a lot of your stuff on YouTube, like, you talk about relationships and sex stuff, which, of course, I'm like, sex stuff is always funny. Like, it's always funny.
Yeah.
And, like, as you've developed, like, more into talking about this recent thing that's happened to you, have you found, like, the response afterwards, when people come and speak to you afterwards, is completely different, or?
It's very different. It's like, hey, man, are you good?
They're like, you're real.
You're okay?
Yeah.
All right, you're in.
Like, you deal with human stuff now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they feel sorry for me or whatever, but they will see me, and then it's just very, well, how do you say it? It's very empathetic.
Yeah.
I would say. Try to be empathetic. But
Yeah,
it's
sometimes
a reach.
sometimes I feel like I'm being patronized a lot.
It's annoying.
It's hard when you're a young short woman too, because like people like I feel like you get infantilized.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
They treat me like a baby. And
There
I'm
it
like,
is.
I'm almost 30. I'm like, and I've been known about my leg. Like it's all good. It's okay. I'm aware. I've coped. You know.
Yeah, I guess they want you to know, like, if you're not suffering, I'm suffering because you did.
I find also that like when you're really relatable just as a human outside of whatever extraordinary circumstance you've been through, people are like, you're gonna be okay. They're like, you still seem normal. They're like, we don't think about you as different. And you're like, whoa, I didn't actually think about myself as that either.
Right. Or they come up to me and was like, man, I was praying for you. I thought you weren't gonna make it. I was like, okay, thanks for that energy.
I appreciate the love. You knew you had to get the surgery. Your family did ultimately come out though while you were getting your operated on. Will you tell me a little bit about waking up?
Okay.
From that?
Well, my mom, my sister, and one of my aunts came out here, and we like did a couple of things like a few days before we went to the Santa Monica pier. We went to Venice Beach. We had got an Airbnb. We had a lot of good times. In the day of the surgery, everybody woke up.
That's
super
impressive
early.
that you did like full on tourist LA stuff before you to get a major
We
surgery.
did, but
That's
it was really hard for me.
Yeah,
We
that's
had
super
to
impressive.
Cut
That's
it short.
intense.
It was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm getting tired. But yeah, so the day of the surgery, we all woke up. They all sent me off, and I said this the most amazing line before they took me into the operating room. They shoot you up with some stuff, and I was like, okay, bye. They gave me some crack into the waiting room.
As the doors are closing, you're like, bye. It's crack.
Yeah, it was crack. But when I woke up, nobody was there. I was by myself. So when I woke up, I was laughing. I actually laughed when I woke up.
Nice.
I was laughing. All the nurses rushed me. They was like, move your arm, move your leg, make sure everything.
Yeah, they're like, is this a stroke or is she okay?
Right. When they operate on your brain and your spine, you got to make sure everything is all right. So they operated, and I woke up, I was laughing, and they did everything, make sure I was okay. I was like, okay, you can send my family in. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, they left. I was like, they left? What do you mean they left? They was like, oh, I'm sorry, we told them to go. I was like, oh, okay. Well, can I have my phone? They was like, oh, I'm sorry, they took your phone. I was like, they took my phone? What am I supposed to do now? Completely drugged out, right? I'm cussing, not cussing them out, but I was just cussing in general.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that happens.
They're like, well, do you want to watch some TV? I was so upset. I was like, nope. So I sat in the intensive care with no lights on and no phone, no TV. I didn't know what time it was. I was just like, whatever, and I just kept falling asleep. And then I wake up and kept falling asleep. And when they gave me the Dilaudid, I hallucinated. I must have really wanted my family to be there because I kept waking up and I kept seeing them. And then like they were like talking to the doctors in my hallucination, and I'll wake up like, no, that ain't right. And then there'll be nobody there, and I'll look around. Like, okay, I'm tripping.
They were like, am I insane?
Yeah. All the nurses were laughing at me. They would all come in and peep their little head, and I was making them laugh. I don't remember what I was saying, but one of them was like, your eyebrows are really nice. I was like, thanks. You want to go on a date after I heal?
They're like, whoa, maybe.
So they had fun with me. I had a really good nurse in the ICU. She was like, they kept asking me, like, what surgery did you have? And I would tell them. And they were like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. They was like, but you're so calm. I never seen people so calm. I was like, yeah. They was like, are you in pain? I was like, yeah.
I'm in a lot of pain.
I'm in a lot of pain, but I'm not a crier.
Yeah.
I have a really high tolerance for pain, so I didn't see the need to cry. So I would just sit there.
Well, yeah, plus you're like, I've been in pain for so long.
I've been in pain for so long.
What's this? Yeah.
But yeah, it was it was one of the worst. It was the worst pain I've ever felt physically.
When you like woke up post-surgery?
Not when I woke up, the next day.
Okay.
I didn't really feel anything when I woke up. I was just...
You're still just like, we're gonna ride this train out. When you started comedy, did you have like one comedian that like you emulated or that you, like you were like, I'm funny?
Yeah, I just wanted to, I seen a lot of things and I was like, I just want to be myself. I don't want to be compared to anybody. I don't want anybody to be like, you sound like this person. But a lot of people do emulate. But I was like,
yeah.
No, I want to be this.
I like that though. You're like, this is me. Yeah.
This is me. I want to show people who I am and just try to give a message. My whole point of being a comedian is like comedy through message. So people get the point across and let like people know that you can be yourself and still, like especially little girls, you can be yourself and still be attractive. You don't have to, you know, do your face up if you don't want to. You don't have to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because it's going to make you attractive and it just makes you a better person. You know, just try to, you know, give back to the upcoming generation.
To the children.
You know, to the children.
But I do like that because I feel like I've been having a lot of conversations, like especially for I think women in like the creative world, especially the comedy world. It's so, like we're in a really cool time where it's getting better received, but for like, do you run into like people being like, I don't know about funny girls? Like
all the time. Oh my God, it's really, you know who I get it from the most?
Who?
Women. A lot of
believe
women.
that.
They come up to me and it's like, you know what? I didn't think women were funny, but until you, it's like, come on, man. Why would you even say that?
I'm
like,
fall out of this chair.
God, it's very frustrating. But to whatever you got to do to change how people think, you just got to do it.
Yeah, well, and it's not. I think like especially for women, like we're kind of breaking away. For a long time, I feel like society either like. You're either like we're built to compete with each other. The way the society sets it up is like nobody's actually here to cheer for you. Like we're competing. Like, that's it. And that's like I don't know. I was like I've grown that makes me tired. Just
I'm
to
sick
think
of
about that.
Together we can do so much. The only person I've been able to like write with comedically and put out some like very like fire material is a woman.
Yeah.
So we
because women are funny.
It's crazy what you can do when you actually work together and not break each other down. Together we're unstoppable. So I'm just trying to make sure we know that we can get together and accomplish some things.
And create something good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's like, and then everybody benefits.
Everybody wins.
Not just one person.
Because I don't do this comedy stuff for me. I do it for them out there, for the
children.
audience. I don't do it for me. No, I don't think anybody would choose to be like, you know what? Every day of your life, you're going to be in your own head about what you've been through, what you're going to go through, and you're looking for the next thing that might be the $1 million joke, and you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't sleep because you got to write down these ideas, and then when you wake up, it's trash. No, I don't think anybody would choose that. No. Nobody takes me seriously.
Because you never, like, you don't get an off day. Like,
no, you don't. You're never off. Your brain is never off. No one takes you seriously. Everybody thinks you're playing. It's a very frustrating but beautiful career.
Yeah.
It's very painful.
So I'm glad you're doing well. Still dealing with recovery.
Yeah.
But what is on the horizon for you?
For me?
Yeah.
Just put out this new material, this post-surgery material as I recover. You know, I have to go through
illness and stuff can be really fun.
Yeah.
It can be really funny.
Because it's a lot of people, like because I did a vlog for it and just went public about it, and a lot of people actually have the same.
Yeah, if it's super common.
Yeah, so they're like, thank you so much because I didn't know what to go through. It's a lot of support groups, so we talk and like, I don't know. I'm just trying to just get this material together and try to sell it somewhere. Because I'm speaking into existence, somebody's going to pick it up.
Yeah.
Maybe a special or whatever. Name it Brain Damaged.
Ooh.
Because I'm a comedian.
Ooh.
You know?
I like that.
Yeah. I can't wait for people to see what I have in store. I'm very excited about the material.
Good.
It's really good. I don't usually say that, but it's really good.
It's chef's kiss good.
You know how like when you can tell when a songwriter wrote that from their soul?
Yeah.
It's like I wrote this from my soul and I was feeling sad when I wrote it. So it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be really good. I'm very excited for it.
Jasmyn, I am so, so grateful that you stopped by.
Thanks for having me.
You've been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
If y'all want jokes, you can check out Jasmyn on her Instagram.
__JASMYN.
Google's also great for a lot of things.
Google.
Yeah, you can find Chiari
malformation.
Chiari like malnutrition. That's not it.
Chiari malformation.
And Jasmyn Carter.
Jasmyn
is
Carter.
also on Google.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
There it
thank
is.
you again. This was Pick Last in Gym Class.
Thank you for watching this week's show. Be sure to check out the Pick Last in Gym Class podcast for an extended interview with Jasmyn, available on all podcasting platforms.